I guess let's start with this article we have from MSN.
Okay.
Title: New IRA and Civil War Plan to Drive Migrants Out of Ireland. So we know the IRA has been calm for many years. There haven't been the bombings and things that maybe our parents were accustomed to growing up with, as they were trying to beat the British out of the Ireland. Just a little noteworthy thing. My great grandfather was actually in the IRA. He actually, there's a book written that has a bunch of excerpts about him in there, and while it doesn't say everything he did and everything he was involved in, it makes it very clear that he was a formidable force in the IRA. So that's kind of a cool thing. This is cool for me, kind of a family history a little bit. Historical thing, yeah. So diving into the story, the new IRA is plotting a campaign of violence aimed at driving migrants out of Ireland. Intelligence officials have warned. There are fears that the group has been exploiting tensions in pursuit of a united Ireland. Oh no, a united Ireland. Sounds terrible. Security sources told the Mail that the group is capitalizing on people's concerns after Stephen O'Leary was stabbed last month, allegedly by a Sudanese asylum seeker. The stabbing led to riots in Belfast, as we were discussing before. He was stabbed, and then they arrested Stephen rather than the Sudanese asylum seeker, and people were irate about it. Last week, a video was posted to social media of a man threatening migrants on behalf of the IRA. He said they will take control and they will give an ultimatum, not to politicians, but to illegal migrants who are in the country. He added that the British Army respected the IRA during the Troubles due to their effectiveness and professionalism. That's interesting to hear. So they're getting a little bit of support from the Army. That's really interesting to see that the tides are beginning to turn. Because, especially in Europe,
Europe been cut for a while.
Yeah, you typically don't have government officials or organizations or military supporting anything like this or even allowing it. They kind of bow the knee and usually do exactly what.
Because they're way more progressive than us.
Oh, far more progressive.
Way more progressive than us. So I'm surprised they even aligning with them at all.
The man said it is now going to be time for civil war, and that is exactly what these guys are going to be doing, and can you blame them? This will be a major wake-up call for the authorities. These guys will show them how it's done and give them 24 hours to leave.
Oh, wow, only 24 hours?
24 hours to swim your ass back across the water, boys.
Dang.
Oh, man. Source told the Mail the new IRA had been very active this year in the north in attacks against the police service of Northern Ireland at Lurgan Police Station and a car bomb at Dunmurry. They have two aims: Irish independence and all migrants out. Telling you this, Ireland, you pull it off and I'm coming home.
You coming home?
You pull it off and I'm coming home. Coming home and I'm bringing all the fam with me. I'm telling you, I'm serious. They pull it. I'm not even joking. Imagine, Ireland's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Great people, great culture that's being ruined by this migration problem.
Yeah, it is.
And if you had a migrant-free Ireland, you looking pretty Irish today, Elvin.
Yeah. Oh, you talking
Let's get on, let's pack our bags, buddy. Let's pack our bags.
That'd be nice. That'd be beautiful.
We believe it is part of a power struggle going on between factions within the group of the old IRA, the real, and the new IRA, with the new incarnations advocating a campaign of violent intimidation. So it sounds like the IRA is going back to its old ways.
Yeah, it sounds like
they're starting to pick up the violence a little bit. And, I'm not an advocate of violence unless it's extreme situations.
Yeah, I mean, there's like some extreme situations. Sometimes it's warranted.
But I believe this may be an extreme situation. They're losing their country.
Yeah, their country is being taken over. Their culture is being eroded. So I think this is the perfect situation for that type of reaction.
I'm not sure, but let's just see how many migrants has Ireland allowed in the last 4 years.
Probably a ton. I can only imagine up in the thousands.
Let's just check.
Probably a ton, man.
In 4 years.
I mean, because all of Western Europe has really seen a problem with this problem with letting in a lot of migrants.
536,400.
Yeah, I figured.
In 4 years, and that's
in only 4 years. Wow.
Yeah, and in a much smaller country than the United States.
Yeah,
much smaller population. So this isn't, we let 500,000 people into America. It's a negative.
Yeah,
typically a negative.
This would be like the equivalence of like letting 560,000 into like just the state of Florida.
Absolutely,
that'd be on that kind of like that magnitude.
This is essentially equal to what we've experienced here with the Latin hordes. They're facing the Muslim hordes. We're facing the Latin hordes. Not that I have anything against Latin people, but it's an invasion.
Oh yeah, it's definitely an invasion. Definitely an invasion perpetrated by our politicians.
Absolutely, absolutely. Allowed by and far allowed by them.
By them, yeah, definitely.
So just to skip through here, this story, that's pretty much all that's going on.
It's amazing too because of like all these Western countries, they are starting to see. Well, I guess probably it started like 5 years ago. Starting to see a really bad immigration invasion in every single Western country. Why do you think it's like every single Western country that's seeing this?
I'll tell you several reasons. As Western countries, first off, we're under most attack by Marxists.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
And although this may not be a Marxist, they're not Marxist. The Muslims aren't Marxist, but they're being allowed to do this through Marxist policy, through socialist and Marxist policies.
So it must be somebody. Well, maybe not somebody, but it must be some group of people that's kind of orchestrating this with all the Western countries to let all these immigrants in. It seems like they're destroying the Western countries on purpose in my eyes.
Absolutely.
What I mean?
And who has led, I guess a good question is, okay, who has led this this stance in the Western civilization that we need to be more open to migrants, we need to be more accepting of minorities, we need to be more accepting of all these things? We can go, and it always ends up being the same people. I hate to keep beating the same bag of...
I think I know you're talking about.
But it's always the same group of people. The liberalism has been pushed in the West primarily by a certain group of people, and we don't even need to say who they are because we all know who it is.
But what's interesting, those certain group of people don't allow that in their own country.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Very
not.
Strict immigration policy.
Very strict. I mean, they have a wall.
Yeah.
They have a wall. And guess what? That wall is 99.9% effective.
Wow, 99.9%.
For a long time, they said it was 100% effective.
Jeez, man.
100% effective for decades at stopping immigration in the areas where they had their west wall.
Wow.
But walls don't work.
Right. Well, yeah, for us, walls don't work.
Yeah, I think it's, I think a lot of these things are introduced because you want to normalize acceptance of minorities. And because what is one of the smallest minorities in the world are the Jewish people. And so I think it's been a big point of them the last 50, 60 years is to make acceptance of minorities more prevalent.
In other countries except theirs.
In other countries except theirs. And why? It's so they are more accepted. They face less backlash. They face less attacks. They have more things in the system to protect them from these things occurring.
And they don't care if they destroy other countries as long as they're not destroying theirs.
Right. Absolutely.
And shoot, I would say in destroying other countries, especially other Western countries, that makes their countries even stronger.
Absolutely. It absolutely
on
does.
the grand scale of things, yeah.
And, you look at this and that, they are a large driving force of the liberalism that's pushed this.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone accepts that.
Oh, yeah.
But now what is happening is we're seeing these Muslim hordes absolutely take over countries, invade countries. I mean, did you see it happen in Spain last week?
Oh, I saw that.
What was it? 30 or 40,000 migrants broke through a wall.
That was crazy.
And rushed a city that only has a population of roughly the same amount as the amount of migrants that went in.
Wow.
It took them a little bit, but they brought the military in.
Yeah, so I had to bring the military in and everything.
Now, that is a unique situation as well, because that province in Spain is actually located in Africa.
Oh, really?
So it's across the other side of the water, right? It's, bordered with Morocco. And Morocco has for years tried to debate that being their land.
Okay.
Now it's been with Spain for 500 years, I think, 400 or 500 years.
Oh, that's a long time, 400 or 500 years.
Right. So it's not Moroccan land.
Okay. Yeah, it's not Moroccan land.
But one key thing to realize as well is who has become allies with Morocco over
Oh,
the last 4 or 5 years.
Don't tell me if it's who I'm thinking it is.
Israel.
Oh,
Israel was losing, they were losing their allies in Europe. They were losing Spain, they're losing France, they're losing Italy. All these people are backing away from them. They're pulling back their support for Israel. They're pulling back support for their wars. They're pulling back support for their ultimate goals. And in doing so, Israel has had to make new alliances.
yeah, they have had me new alliance. 'Cause I remember Netanyahu I went over to India. You were trying to make alliances with India.
Yes,
So,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely. So they're out here fishing for new alliances.
Yeah.
And one of those alliances is with Morocco. So who are they adversaries with currently? Spain.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, this
it's
starting to make sense. This starting to make sense.
first off, we know the Moroccan government had something to do with that.
Yeah, because it seemed orchestrated.
Absolutely,
Yeah, that was
absolutely
orchestrated,
orchestrated. So, we just constantly see in the shadows of every weird situation like this the same group of people, these hordes have the intent to take over these countries and turn them Muslim.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
I mean, Western Europe has had a problem with that for a few years, man. 5-6 years.
I think you know more about the situation in Germany than I do, but it's pretty bad there? You were saying?
Yeah, Germany was pretty bad. London, England, that was pretty bad. I mean, stabbings in the thousands.
Well, I know they had an area in Paris for many years. I don't know if it still exists like this, but I last time I did research into it has been several years ago. But there were areas in Paris where the police were not even permitted to go. They were
Yeah,
not.
I
even
heard about
going.
it. I heard about it.
Because if they would try to go to these areas and make arrests, they'd be stoned. They'd have things, you know what I mean? They'd be assaulted. They'd be driven back out of that
And
area.
and a lot of the laws that have been created in these Western European nations, they go against the common European. They kind of help the immigrant.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the crimes they kind of get away with, and so if they get away with the crimes, they keep doing the crimes over and over again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I remember it was a Arabian prince. He was talking about this fact, how the immigrants were coming into the Western nations and they were taking it over and causing a lot of crime. He was pretty much saying, it doesn't happen in the Gulf states because they very strict. They don't allow crime like that. So it's like
They also don't allow immigration like that.
right, and they don't allow immigration either.
If you want to move to the UAE, Dubai, whatever, and get a job, you're not going to move there and get a job.
Oh yeah, they're strict.
It's
man.
not happening.
Yeah, they are strict.
You have to have a serious skill set and a serious amount of money to make that happen.
Yeah, because they want people that's going to add to their society and make it more successful, and instead of just accepting anybody.
Which is one of the major pitfalls with the immigration policy of the United States of America.
Yeah, because you're just accepting anybody. So a lot of times you're just accepting a lot of dead weight. You're accepting more welfare recipients. People that's gonna weigh down your system even more, take more money from you.
And you're also just bombarding the system with Xfinity call center receivers who don't speak my damn language, and I can't ever get my bill fixed.
They definitely, you definitely want
Can't ever get my bill fixed.
Yes, that's definitely true.
Jeez.
That's definitely true.
But that's the thing. They're saying, oh, these are talented. These people have talent. They have talent and skills that United States people don't have, that the common citizens here don't have. Well, then why are they working at call centers?
Yeah, that's not. That's
If
not
you're
true.
so talented, why are you working at a call center?
That's not true at all. The big major flex for them is that companies can pay them less
That's it.
to
That's
do the
it.
same amount of work. That's the big
Which
flex.
is exactly why the party who claims they're going to put a stop to this, who claims the Republican Party, who has promised us for decades that they were going to put an end to this, hasn't done anything. Why?
No.
Because their donors are the ones profiting off this slave trade.
Yeah, it's pretty much slave trade, slave labor.
Absolutely. When you're paying people less than they can live comfortably. I mean, when they're living with how many people in one house, barely able to afford food, barely able to afford water, can't have a car, all these things. Essentially, it is the same as living in slavery, and they have to go to work every day, or they starve to death, or they get deported, or they. So this is the modern slave trade, guys.
Yeah, it's a modern slave trade, definitely. And the people can't do anything about it because they're not legally a citizen, so they can't really even take a court or judicial system route to even try to rectify the situation.
What is an
So it
illegal immigrant going to do about getting paid $6 an hour?
Right. Or no.
Who are you going to cry to, boy?
or no health insurance, no retirement plan. I mean, it's just they can't cry to anybody.
And and having that introduced into the system does nothing but lower the standard of living for each one of those professions for Americans as well.
Yeah.
So when it drives down, we could pay this guy $7 an hour. Well, then this American's going to take the same job too for damn near the same. Mm-hmm. Or he just won't have one.
Oh, he just won't have one. Yeah.
So
That's true.
this immigration issue is really sad to see, and
Yeah, it is.
while I am very rarely pro-violence, I wish the IRA the most success. Mm-hmm. I wish them 100% success in their endeavors in this.
Yeah, I really hope they can clean their country up, because if they wanted to remain Ireland and keep all the cultural aspect of it, they definitely have to clean that problem up.
And not to toot my people's horn, but Ireland has such a beautiful culture, man. It just really is a beautiful place, beautiful culture. The people are very cohesive with one another, and they're losing that. They're losing that glue that binds them together. And I hope that the true Irish can step up and save the nation.
I hope so.
And I hope that the true Americans will watch this
and learn from it.
Learn from it. Yes. And I'm not saying we need to be blowing up police stations. I'm not saying, but something's got to happen because voting's not working. I don't know what the something is.
But something's got to give, because you're right. The voting's not working because we plugged up the border, but we just don't have enough political power to deport all the people that have come into this country. So it's something that we got to do.
And also, the other thing is, if nothing changes, the longer we allow the situation to become worse, the more likely we are to see this same violence, but on a much grander scale.
Yeah, true.
Because once Americans have had enough, we get wild.
Yeah, that's very true.
We get wild, dude. We get wild.
That's definitely true.
And we got a bunch of guns.
Yeah, so you're right. It's better to kind of stomp the situation out now in the early stages before it get too late.
In 10 years, if we haven't fixed it, we're going to see civil war.
Yeah.
Just like the IRA is calling for. We will in our nation see civil war if we don't fix this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's whites versus everybody.
I think the reason why we haven't seen so much of civil war right now is because a lot of the immigration problem has bled over into the more poor communities.
Yes.
But I think once it bleed over into the suburbs,
then it's going to get
that's when you
and also
see people wake up.
Our standard of living is also supreme still.
Yeah.
There's still never been, us currently in America right now have never had, no one in the world has ever had a better standard of living than we have right this second.
Most
on
definitely.
average. So, when that starts to change.
Yeah.
And it will start to change inevitably. When that starts to change, I think we're in for a show, guys.
It's sad because most people don't wake up until they can't get food anymore.
Isn't that crazy?
People like me and you, we see it like 10 years ahead of time. You know what I mean?
We've been watching this and discussing this. We've only been doing the show for 6 months or so now, guys. But Elv and I have been sitting around talking about these topics and in depth and discussing how these things are going to play out. And accurately, decades before. We've been sitting around discussing this stuff ever since we met each other 10, 15 years ago. And a lot of the things that we spoke about have come to fruition.
Yeah, it has. It has. It's slowly coming true. I just hope that, people can wake up before it's too late, because I don't want to get to the stage of can't get nothing to eat. I want to kind of figure out the situation before that happens.
And I also don't want to get to the stage of civil war in 10 or 15 or 20 years, because then I'm an old man.
Yeah, right.
I'm 40. I'm at my absolute prime. If shit's gonna hit the fan,
you need to do it now.
Let's do it now, boys. Let's do it. And I'm not the one to kick it off, so y'all figure it out. I'm 40 years old. I'm old enough to know better, but I'm not too old to buck. So
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you don't want to kick off when you're 70 years old.
No, man. They'll have me locked in a cage. Have me locked in a cage feeding me bread.
But at least the younger generation, the Gen Z men, are really, really strong It seems like they have a different stance on things, and they speak up a lot. They don't go along with the cultural norms. They go against the cultural norms. So it's a really good thing to see that the younger generation of men
And I think we're starting
are
to
waking
also
up.
see some ethnic bonding as well between blacks and whites are really starting to come together on this in the younger generation. You know,
Yeah.
people older than us are still whatever they're doing.
Yeah, the boomers,
they're still lost cause.
they lost call.
But the young men younger than us, it seems to me like the intelligent ones, the blacks and whites are coming together.
Yeah, they really waking up a lot.
They really are.
Yeah.
And I see a lot. I mean, maybe it's my algorithm because I watch that kind of stuff
Mm-hmm.
and I find it interesting. That's kind of why Candace Owens appealed to me so many years ago. Why Colin Noir appealed to me so many years ago. All these black hosts, why they were so cool to me is because they were setting themselves aside from what seemed like the cultural norm for them at that moment.
I got you.
And now it seems like it's really just blending quick now.
Yeah, it does. It does seem
Like
like
that
it's
seems
quick.
like the young black men are coming to open their eyes. I just hope that things don't get so bad where the young black men who are awake and the young white men who are awake become butting heads.
Oh,
Hope
I got
they
you.
can keep their sights set on the true problem.
Right on the true island. That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh,
That makes sense.
What else you got for us today, sir?
Well, I got a few topics on Mandani. We can get into that. Let's see. Let's check this out here.